Knife attack at dance class in northern England. Israel retaliates at Hezbollah for attack that killed 12 children. Protests erupt in Venezuela as questions grow over Maduro's victory. Dozens trapped in India landslides. Park fire continues to rage and new fire ignites in Colorado. Robert Downey Jr. returned to MCU as Doctor Doom.
Hello, I'm Wade Lee. Thank you for joining us on Funday News. It is Wednesday, July 31st, and here are your top stories. 2 children were killed and 9 injured in a knife rampage targeting a Taylor Swift-themed dance class in a town in northern England on Monday, with a teenager suspect arrested over an attack one witness described as a horror movie. Merseyside Police Chief Constable Serena Kennedy said 6 of the injured children are in critical condition, and the attack also left 2 adults in critical condition. Kennedy said that the police understand the attacker walked into the premises armed with a knife and started to attack the children.
Emergency services were called to a major incident in Southport, north of Liverpool, at around 11:50 a.m. local time, 6:50 a.m. Eastern Time. A 17-year-old boy was arrested at the scene on suspicion of murder and attempted murder. Kennedy said, "The investigation is in its early stages, and the motivation for the incident remains unclear." However, Counter-Terrorism Police Northwest have offered their support. King Charles III and his wife, Queen Camilla, said they were profoundly shocked by the incident. King Charles said in a statement shared on the royal family's official social media channels on Monday, "My wife and I have been profoundly shocked to hear of the utterly horrific incident in Southport."
Israel vowed Hezbollah will pay the price after blaming the Lebanese militant group for a rocket attack in the Israeli-occupied Golan Heights that killed 12 children, touching off fears once again that an all-out war would envelop the region. Hezbollah says it firmly denies it was behind the strike, the deadliest to hit Israel or Israeli-controlled territory since the October 7th attacks. Israeli warplanes conducted airstrikes against Hezbollah targets deep inside Lebanese territory and along the border overnight Sunday. It was not immediately clear whether there were any casualties from those strikes.
Israel's Defense Minister Yoav Gallant said, "Hezbollah is responsible for this, and they will pay the price." He added, "We will hit the enemy hard." The Saturday attacks on the region involved approximately 30 projectiles crossing from Lebanon into Israeli territory, in a barrage Israel's military quickly blamed on the Iran-backed militant group. According to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office, it killed 12 children and left 44 people injured. The children killed in the strike had been playing on a soccer field. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken on Sunday backed Israel's assessment, saying, "Every indication suggested the strike was a rocket fired by Hezbollah."
Protests broke out in several Venezuelan cities on Monday after authoritarian leader Nicolas Maduro was formally declared the winner by the country's electoral authorities in a presidential race marred by accusations of electoral fraud. In the capital, Caracas, security forces deployed tear gas to disperse a large crowd of protesters, while crowds of people were seen walking down a main road banging pots and pans as anger rose over Maduro's victory on Sunday. Provia, a Venezuelan human rights organization, said pro-Maduro armed groups shot at peaceful demonstrators.
Protests were also reported in other cities, including Maracay, where opposition activist Estefania Natera told CNN that people were on the streets to yell and demand the truth because we know the real results. In Falcon, video shows demonstrators toppling a statue of Maduro. Analysts say there could be a new wave of unrest if protests against the regime spread. Previous demonstrations were crushed by the military, which has long supported Maduro and his predecessor, the late Hugo Chavez. On Monday night, Maduro said his government knows how to confront this situation and defeat those who are violent, claiming without evidence that most protesters were hate-filled criminals and that their plan was hatched in the United States.
At least 56 people have been killed and dozens are feared trapped after heavy rains triggered massive landslides in the southern Indian state of Kerala. The landslides struck hilly areas in the Wayanad district in the early hours of Tuesday. Rescue operations are underway but are being hindered by heavy rains and the collapse of a crucial bridge. State Minister A.K. Sasindran told BBC Hindi, "We will be able to assess the extent of the damage only after a few hours." India's army said it had sent more than 200 personnel to the area to assist security forces in search and rescue efforts.
Local hospitals are treating at least 70 injured people, and around 250 people have been rescued and moved to camps. Apart from the 36 confirmed deaths in Wayanad, 9 bodies have been found in the neighboring Chaleur River. Wayanad, a hilly district in the western Ghats, is prone to landslides during the monsoon season. The landslides have hit several areas in the district, including Mundakai, Adamala, and Choralmala. Videos on social media show muddy water gushing through streets and forests, washing away homes and stranding people and vehicles. A bridge connecting Choralmala to Mundakai and Adamala has collapsed, making it difficult for rescue personnel to reach trapped families.
As one of the largest wildfires in California history, the park fire in Northern California continued to rage on Monday, while another blaze in the western U.S. ignited in northern Colorado, prompting evacuations. The park fire was racing across 4 counties and threatening more than 4,200 structures as thousands of firefighters struggled to increase containment lines. In Colorado, the Alexander Mountain fire ignited near Roosevelt National Park in Larimer County. According to the U.S. Forest Service, based on the latest infrared flight to map the perimeter, the fire was estimated to have spread to 365 acres as of late Monday afternoon.
The Larimer County Sheriff's Office ordered residents in the Alexander Mountain and Palisade Mountain areas to evacuate immediately, as local fire crews and firefighting aircraft raced to battle the blaze. Meanwhile, the park fire, which was deliberately ignited last Wednesday afternoon, had spread to 373,357 acres by Monday afternoon, more than 583 square miles, through Butte, Plumas, Shasta, and Tehama counties. Containment of the fire remains at 12%. The park fire is the largest fire burning in the state and the nation right now, surpassing the 288,690-acre Durkee fire in eastern Oregon, which was sparked on July 17 by a lightning strike and was 49% contained as of Sunday evening.
At San Diego Comic-Con on Saturday night, Marvel Studios figuratively blew the roof off the famous Hall H with the literal unmasking of Robert Downey Jr. in an announcement of his return to the MCU. However, he won't be reprising as Tony Stark or Iron Man, who perished in Avengers Endgame. Instead, the Oscar winner will be Breaking Bad as Dr. Victor Van Doom, one of Marvel's comic original villains, Doctor Doom. Studio head Kevin Feige also announced that Avengers Infinity War and Endgame director Joe and Anthony Russo are returning to the MCU for a pair of forthcoming films, Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars.
Downey Jr. said, "New mask, same task," referring to the difference between Iron Man's faceplate and Doom's covering. He added, "I tell ya, I like playing complicated characters." As reported, the Oppenheimer star had hinted that he reconsidered a return to Marvel after 10 appearances as Stark, beginning with 2008's Iron Man. For his part, Kevin Feige insisted to Vanity Fair that they'd never magically undo Stark's climactic Endgame sacrifice, and apparently, the multiverse will provide a way to bring him back without doing just that. Downey Jr. later posted a photo of himself face-to-face with the mask, to which his fellow Avenger Mark Ruffalo, also known as the Hulk, commented, "Green suits you."
The answer for yesterday was C, isolated. They said the allegations related to an isolated case of cheating. Did you answer correctly? Now let's delve into the news of knife attack at dance class in northern England. Number 1, rampage, 暴跳如雷，狂暴行为. Gangs of youth went on the rampage in the city yesterday. Number 2, premises, 房屋建筑，营业场所. No alcohol may be consumed on the premises. Number 3, critical, 严重的，不稳定的. One of the victims of the fire remains in a critical condition. Next, we have a multiple choice question for everyone to practice. Which answer would you choose? You can write your answer in the comment section. The correct answer will be announced tomorrow. And that's it for today's Funday News. Be sure to tune in to Funday News from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join Funday for free. I'm Wei Li, your host. I'll see you next time.